Okay, that's gold. That's the weekly chart of gold price in US dollars, and we were looking for the 50 moving average, if you remember, to come in to play the role now as support, and it appears to have done just that. After going nowhere for about 2-3 weeks after this big shock, gold now shook off all the worries, and it's beginning to look up quite convincingly. Yes, I do think that there is now a good momentum to see it climbing higher in the next few weeks. I do not know at this point. I don't have enough indications to be confident that we are going to blast above 1376, which was the previous high right here. But I am reasonably confident that we would see it at the very least going sideways right here in the next few weeks. I would be absolutely surprised if it reverses suddenly and it dives. It gives us a huge drop. I think this is very unlikely. I mean, look, it took 3 weeks to settle into a position. The 50 continued to go up, and we have seen in the last week really a pretty impulsive move with with several mining stocks showing a clear structure of 5 legs right from the bottom that we have seen here. I have in mind Barrick Gold, for example. So when you see 5-wave structure, the signal is that there is more to come. There is going to be rest now. Yes, there's going to be a correction, but there is more to come. You can build on that structure of 5 legs that, as I said, in the case of Barrick Gold, for example, is pretty clear. Okay, so I do think we have momentum now, and let's have a look at the daily, and that's the 200 coming up. And you can see the 50 was coming down as it had this big break, but now it's stalling. In my opinion, it's going to, if it continues to push up, it's going to eventually reverse, of course, and point higher. I'm going to show you the 60 minutes and the structure that I think is likely in the circumstances here. It is a bit different from the structure that I just mentioned in the case of Barrick Gold. Okay, well, this is the commodity itself, so obviously it has, if you like, a priority, as it were, in the interpretation, because the commodity itself is really leading the entire sector, yeah, the entire mining sector. You would think like that, wouldn't you? This is your A, this is your B. That was one option we worked with, you remember, and that is a surge out of this trading range. 1, 2, 3. I think it's working on the 4th wave. We do need a few wiggles around here, and then a pop. 5 will complete the 5-wave run that began right from here. And at that point, it'll become very interesting to see if we go sideways and it creates some triangle around here, then we can work with the possibility that this is a 1, 2. And that will be our 3, and that's 4, and that will call for much higher prices. Okay, so that will call for the pool that started from here to continue apace. Okay, we'll take it easily to 1330, 1340 even. Okay, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, if this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which, as I said, we don't know at this point, but it is simply an ABC. At that point, I would imagine that the correction is going to be, after this jump, provided we get this jump, the correction is going to be much more expansive, meaning it's going to break, it's going to come down to 1290, possibly even lower, okay? And then I would imagine it'll come back, because I think what is going on, if it is an ABC, is that you're going to get a bunch of ABCs. Look, this is an ABC behind us, okay? I think now we can settle on that. Now, if we are going to start with a new series of ABC X ABC, obviously it's not going to be a neat run, you know, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's a neat run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, okay? And then that tells you, in fact, that there is likely a huge move coming once the correction to this is behind us. Something that would look like that, and then it'll surge above 1360, 1370. Then you know what you're dealing with. That is your 1, that's your 2, you're going up in a third. But as I just mentioned, if it is going into a series of ABC, X, ABC, it's always not going to give you this upright, if you like, very sort of impulsive looking structure. It's going to be something much more sluggish. It's going to be ABC, and then it's going to go sideways. Yes, it's going to chew up quite a bit of time, something like that, and that will be your X. Okay, it could also be disproportional to what happened before, and then you have another ABC. You're with me? It's going to be something else, different pace, different look, and that's what we cannot foresee at this point in time. We just don't know if the market had enough time to correct and is ready basically to surge much higher. We just don't know. We will know for sure that we are onto a huge impulse wave right now, is unfolding right now. Once we fly above 1370, then there is absolutely no doubt. That's back to the daily, and I just want to give you the goalpost here to see what could be a game changer here, breaking above 1370. That tells you, yes, we are in an impulse wave that is going to take us higher right now. Now here's silver, and that's the weekly, and also silver managed to climb above a very important level that we designated here with a black arrow. Do you remember that? I was telling you for weeks, in fact for 3 weeks it was in serious coma. Was absolutely not moving, and I told you we have to see a run above 18 to get the momentum on our side, get the momentum moving, and yes, it is now, in my opinion, doing just that. And again, I do not know at this point in time if we're going straight up to run through 21 and a lot higher in an A, B, C, or in a 1, 2, 3. Okay, all this is still very much open. You can see that the 50 has also been coming up here as a support, and now I am flipping here to the daily, and you can see the ABC right here finished with the 200 and the support line. And here I actually went along with the idea of a series of ABCs. I don't know if you remember, I told you that this appears very much like an AB, and I was stretching it out in a C, looking up here, and for now it seems to be working. It's still just under the 50 moving average. Do you see that? And I think it is showing us a clear triangle at this level. I will go now to the 60 minutes. This is an extremely clear triangle. Yes, I think that this is sitting very well with the assumption we worked up to now, that that's likely an A, that's a B, that's 1, that's 2, that could be a 3, that could be a 4. We need a jump, okay, a jump above 1870 or so right here. That will complete you A, B, C, and then I project as an alternative here, I project that that's going to slide back into an X, and by now you know what that should look like in terms of the pace and the implications for future price action. That's now the 4 hours chart, and just to repeat in a sense what I've just explained concerning gold. You see, if it is going up in an ABC, that's an X, that's an ABC, obviously I'm not expecting it to blast above 2050 or 21 right away. That's not going to happen. It is going to stay around here for months. Yes, might be a bit boring for some players, but that will be the implication. It's just not, you're not going to go anywhere. It's going to get stuck between 21 to 17.5, 17. Just delivering plenty of ABCs, etc. Okay, if it is destined to go now a lot higher, then you realize it's got to blast above this level right here, and I can actually highlight it, put it in red. Okay, we'll put it in red so it's pretty clear what it's supposed to do. It absolutely has to fly above this level. If it does that and it goes resting and testing this line from the top, that's still good. That's still good for indicating very likely continuation up. Okay, that's Barrick Gold. That's the weekly. Barrick Gold, if you remember, was one of the mining stocks that we covered as we were reviewing the influence of the advance in the precious metals, and this one just yielded such a perfect shot from the bottom last year. Perfect shot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure right here. And that, as you can imagine, is very bullish, is very much suggesting that we will see plenty more upside. The 23.46, which is the top, one day would look very cheap. This price would look like a bargain. Right now we closed at 18.27. It went down to check almost where are we? 16 roughly. Okay, so it's beginning to climb back up, and I'm here to tell you that I do not know if it is ready for a third wave. Okay, in the same way that I explained in the case of the metals themselves, I do not know if we are ready for that right away, but I am reasonably confident that what we have seen here is very bullish indeed, very bullish. We may have to wait for a few months, you know, right here between 23.5 or so and 16, bouncing up and down here before it's ready to deliver that huge jump. Yes, we have to just be patient, take it step by step. And here's what I see. This is the 200. That's the 50. Sorry, I should go back to the weekly, because I was elaborating previously, you remember, about the issue of the 50 turning from resistance into support. And that really worked out very well. As you can see, it did just that. Look, it just came below the price here and pushed it up, and we're just seeing the price coming back to life after this big drop. We have behind us what I believe is a very clear structure of an ABC, and we are coming up here. So far that is quite encouraging, because we are looking at another daily scale. We're looking at a potential of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure right here. Now if I get this right, that could easily be first leg up, or A, okay, or A of a giant ABC that will eventually go and test 23.50, etc. Will test the previous high, but will not yield that hoped for breakthrough, because we are in an ABC situation, and that will imply further downside later on. Okay, so don't be discouraged. All in all, this is still looking very attractive as far as the bulls are concerned. It regained bullish momentum. This is the 50, this is the 200, 200 looking up, 21 hooking up, 50 turned flat, soon will start turning up. I'll show you here the 60 minutes. And that's what I see. I had it, if you remember, right here. I'll put it on a line style, it'll come out even better. We had this as a 1, 2, 3, 4. We had a few options for the fourth, for the end of the fourth wave. I thought it ended here. It's not going to make a huge difference, because I think the trajectory is fairly clear. If I'm reading it right, that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end. So what's going to happen now? That is our A. That's likely a B. We need a deep towards 17.5 or so, and that will be the first leg of the correction to the first jump right here. Okay, so you get an ABC. That's probably UA, that's probably UB, that's probably UC. You know, it's going to go on for a few days, yes, to correct all this big run, and then it's going to jump above 19 and run towards 23.5. Just catching it from 17.5 to selling it at 23.5, that's already nice profit. Yes, and I can tell you that this is looking very encouraging, definitely. Now, what if I'm wrong and it doesn't actually drop, it continues to do something like that? Because if you remember, in the case of the commodity itself, gold, we were talking about a fourth wave, we were talking about another jump. At that point, I would have to come back and revise the wave count here. I will have to review what is the appropriate wave structure to accommodate such an event. But all in all, whether we jump up right now, that's going to be probably just for about $1 or $2 from current levels. Whether we go down towards 17.5 and we bounce back, all in all, the message of the last 3 weeks here, the message is that we had stabilization and the market is beginning to look up, and all in all, it's quite positive.